takes to have to open a casino? Do you know what kind of background checks they run on you to open a casino?
Okay.
You know, they have to do a thorough background check just to be the owner of a casino.
Okay.
They put him to the grind. They put him to the grill, or through the grinder on that. Obviously, he had a few casinos. Obviously, he has a clean record.
So what are you saying? Because they put Trump through all of this procedure to open up a casino, the fact that he was able to make it shows he's not corrupt?
I'm not saying that. No, I'm just saying, they don't do the same background checks on a president like the way they do
I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, in this country, the casinos were originally orchestrated by the mob, so I don't know if I would agree with you that you.
You're absolutely right. But I don't know the exacts on that, but I just know that because I had a friend of mine who had an uncle who tried to open a casino, and because of some little flaw or something that he had on his thing, they didn't let him open one up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And this was a while back. I was in high school then.
But let me ask you this: in regards to you saying all of these background checks you go through to open up a casino, Trump himself was suggesting Obama was born in Kenya. You don't think they check your country of origin before running for president?
Well, not when you're selected and not elected. It seems they're like.
Who would select who would select a Kenyan for president? We don't have any big dealings or ties to Kenya. Who would select a Kenyan?
Again, it's to fit the narrative, at the time. And it was the timing, like for an African American to be president, and just that kind of like the way it was, everybody was saying that it's time for a woman to be president was Hillary Clinton, but she didn't make it, obviously, but he did. It was just like the sign of the times.
So out of all of the folks in this country that are African American that have a decent, non-criminal background, they're educated.
Actually, Obama wasn't the first black president because Abraham Lincoln was half black.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But so you believe that they selected Obama? So in other words, was he not elected? He was selected.
You know what? He would have won, even though he wasn't selected. He would have won.
Okay.
He would have been elected. Put it that way.
Okay.
He would have been elected.
Okay. But
had he not been elected, they would have selected him.
Okay. But you do believe he was born in Kenya, though. Yes, I do. Okay. Any evidences?
The birth certificates that they've presented on this is a thing. It's a division thing. You know what I mean? It's just maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. I don't really care, to be honest with you. I really don't. He's already done and did what he did, and he's not in office anymore. So, let bygones be bygones is what I say. But it's also, they use it for division.
Hold on. Speaking of using something for division, Tina asked in the comments, is Michelle Obama a man as well?
Oh, yes, there's evidence of that.
So Barack Obama was born in Kenya, and Michelle Obama is actually a guy, born a male.
That's why they killed Joan Rivers. Oh, sorry. That's why they unalived Joan Rivers.
So where did the kids come from? Obama has 2 daughters. Who are their actual mothers?
Okay, is there any pictures that they say of Michelle being pregnant?
I don't know if there's pictures of Laura Bush being pregnant. Is that something we normally look for?
Well, look, exactly. Laura Bush, too.
She's a man?
Yes.
Laura Bush, President George W. Bush's wife, is a man.
Yes.
Barbara Bush?
No, wait a minute. Maybe I got confused. Maybe I think it's Barbara Bush, the one that.
Barbara Bush was the wife of George H.W. Bush, the elder. You said.
Yes, Barbara. It's Barbara.
So she's a man.
Yes.
Even though Jeb, George, Laura, all these folks are calling them their mom. You say
they're part of the system. They're part of the system.
Wow. Okay. I'm learning some wild things today. Okay.
You believe in God?
I'm not very certain of it. Why? What's up?
Okay, from what it says in the Bible is that the devil, or Lucifer, is the prince of the world right now. He's the one that's in control of the world. Are you going to have good people in charge of the world, or are you going to have bad people in charge of the world if you were Lucifer?
I don't know what nowadays what our definition of good people and bad people are is something I don't always agree with.
Exactly. Good is evil and evil is bad. That's another thing that's
Yeah.
stated in the Bible.
Yeah. Okay.
So again, if I'm the devil, if I'm Lucifer, and I want to control this world and gain as many souls as I can, I'm not going to be putting good people in charge. I'm going to put people that are on my side in charge.
Okay.
And they're going to lie.
Okay. I do have to move it on, but I will tell you this: when we talk about good, and I have to move it on, but I'll tell you this: when we talk about good and bad, in my opinion, the founding fathers are bad people. When you look at how this country is founded, all of those folks are bad people. Would you not agree?
I agree 100% because it all started there, and then it's still doing it today with the Middle East and the way they're just destroying all these other countries. You know what I mean? They destroyed this country and took it from the Native Americans, the Mexicans, and then now they went out and they went, abroad and started doing it over there too.
All
So
right.
we're the U.S. government are the biggest terrorists in the world. They're the bullies.
All right. Trump says the same thing. Got to move it on, though. Appreciate you coming through. All right. Looking in the comments, Trump loves the poorly educated. You guys are tearing my last guest apart. Wow. Sheesh, you made since then. We can share the lithium script. I don't know what that means, but thank you for my folks on YouTube. I had to go to the vertical format. Apparently, YouTube prefers the vertical format over the horizontal. I don't know why, but I had to switch it back. Dang, you make a lot of money on the Gullible. I ain't making shit. Have you seen anything pop up here? This is a $0 live. What do you mean making money on the Gullible? Now I can start tapping again. Thank you, folks, who are tapping. I do appreciate that. Nevertheless, you know how we do the program. I don't believe in block banning. Okay, there we go. All right. Thank you for the green eyes. Appreciate it. Thank you for your generosity. That guy believe every conspiracy out there. Go into the box. Nevertheless, we'll keep the program moving with the one and only Takesha Bowie. Colleen, thank you for the crowd. Oh, you guys are being really kind. Wow. Thank you for the hat and mustache. Lisa and Kojam with the heart. Takesha, good afternoon.
Like I just got hit in the head with a baseball bat. I am so confused at your last guess, man. Handsome.
Yes.
Where do these people get these off the wall points from?
Alex Jones, yeah, ha! Thank you. No live, no live. It's the Alex Jones crowd. Alex Jones, I believe Alex Jones believes everything my last guest said. That is where a lot of that stuff comes from.
Listen to me. Do you believe that all politicians are corrupt? Yes. Well, that means you believe Trump corrupt. No. See, he wasn't a politician until last year. What? Do you believe Obama was from Kenya? Yes, I do. What proof do you have? Well, they showed the birth certificate. Well, it doesn't matter, if he is or he isn't. Huh?
Yeah. I will say this in regards to Obama being born in Kenya, it's very similar to, I've watched, Sheriff Joe Arpaio had a whole special he did proving that Obama's birth certificate was not legitimate. Very similar to Mike Lindell's Cyber Symposium on the election. And I tell you this, if you came out of that believing it, it's something you went in believing as well, because both of those things, in my opinion, are pretty easily refutable. But with the Obama's birth certificate, they went and found a woman in Hawaii that was born at the same time as Obama, and because her birth certificate looked completely different than Obama, they suggested Obama's was a fraud. And I'm like, well, how do we know hers is legit? Why are you automatically assuming hers is legit to begin with? They never answered that question. But why are people still saying that?
My children's birth certificate look different from mine.
Yeah.
Does that mean they dead? Or that I'm not alive? Am I a ghost? Did I make up my birth certificate? These people, see, the thing is this, that the talking points, they make absolutely no sense to the people with common sense, but they make sense to the people that have lost their minds.
Yeah. I don't know, but, why is it that folks fall victim to believing some of this stuff? I mean, some of this stuff is, in my opinion, fairly out there, but it's pretty easy to find an audience for it.
They don't want to find the truth. Because what they hear, it sounds good to them, because it goes against the side that they go against. So anything that they say about the other side, they're going to believe whether they research it or not, because it makes them feel warm and fuzzy on the inside, handsome.
Well, user in the comments said there is actual forensic evidence that the birth certificate of Obama was a fraud.
God, here we go. Where is it? Tell him to send it to me.
Forensic evidence that birth
Please
certificate.
send it to me. He sounds just like your last guest when you said, what did Obama do, that would make him corrupt? Well, I can't name it right now. It's a lot. I ain't where I can look it up. If you know it, you wouldn't have to look it up.
Yeah. So let me get to the actual topic. We don't want to go too far off the deep end, but
because my mind hurts.
So what we're talking about is Trump has had another really good day today. Not only is his Truth Social about to be put on about to go public and be worth several $1 billion, but the guy had his own bond cut by 60%. Is he? How does he keep winning?
If you believe that Truth Social is worth billions of dollars, I've got a beanstalk in my backyard that you can climb and get to heaven and sit on the throne with Jesus. Have you ever been on Truth Social to see how many people actually are on Truth Social? If you think that's a Ponzi scheme, they are inflating the asset of Truth Social just like he did his other businesses so people can buy into it. And they're gonna lose the little shirt that they already can't put on.
Damn.
That is not worth billions. Cut it out, handsome.
I'm just telling you I'm just telling you what I'm hearing.
Now, I am upset about the appeals court slashing that money because, number one, y'all don't even meet till Tuesdays and Thursdays. But you conveniently found your way to help this man out on a Monday. Mm-hmm. I am upset about that. But it doesn't mean that he won't have to pay the money. It just means he can go ahead and make his appeal with less money.
But Letitia, come on now.
That's what that's going to do. Delay it.
Not only is it going to delay, let me take it from this angle. You're right. Not only is it going to delay it, but many folks believe Judge Engoron ordering him to pay $335 million was extremely excessive to begin with. Is it not possible the appeals court may drop the amount way down?
Let me explain something to you, handsome. If this was anybody else, if this was Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, I promise you these people would not have a problem with these people facing the exact same thing that Donald Trump is facing. That man, like the last man was talking about the Bible, but he skipped all over the attributes of the Antichrist. And let me say this though. He said something that was funny to me that he didn't catch himself. He said that the devil is the prince of this world, which is true. He said he's going to put people in office that's going to help him get more people. So basically what you're saying, if Trump get in and the Antichrist put him in, the devil put him in because he is his own person to help him get more people?
I didn't hear all that.
You didn't hear when he said that?
I heard him.
He said that the devil is the prince of this world, and that he's using people and putting them in office so that he can get more people. That's exactly what he said, because I was listening. So my thing is, if he's the prince of this world, if Trump gets in, does that mean that Trump is one of his people too? Because he putting people in that he said gonna help him.
Well, here's what I was told when I went to a Trump rally personally. Trump was appointed by God, and he's here to do God's will.
Well, let me ask you this question. Okay, God is all-knowing, almighty, all-powerful. There's nobody more powerful than God. You mean to tell me that the Lord let the Democrats steal an election from him where Trump wouldn't get in if he really wanted Trump in?
Why you gotta get all logical? Why you gotta get all logical and shit? All right, why you gotta get all logical?
Steal from God? Come on, Hanson.
Listen, I was trying, okay? I was trying.
Don't try with that one, because you mean tell me an all-powerful God can't handle the Democrats from stealing an election from a man he really wanted in office?
I gotta go.
You do. You always got to go.
All right. See ya. All right. Wow. That's a really good comeback. I can't. I can't say anything about it. Thank you for the heart, DJ Tony. Appreciate that. Certainly on YouTube, now that it seems like everything is working in a vertical format. Naeem Barber, they wouldn't even care if it was Bush. What do you mean? They would not care. I'm a little bit late to reading that comment. They wouldn't care about what if it was Bush. I'd be curious to say that. Love Her says, Arsha Fine. Yeah, Takesha always brings the noise. Team Carter says, celebrate the wins now because the train is coming and the tracks end at the cliff. I don't know about that. I think since Trump has been on the scene, people have been underestimating Trump's resolve. From day one, whether it is, grabbing women by the you-know-what was going to derail this campaign to where we are now. How many times have folks talking about detractors of President Trump thought that this is the end of the road for President Trump, and he emerged stronger than he went in? How many folks thought January 6th was it for that guy? There's no way in hell he could come back after January 6th. Every single time he emerges stronger than he went in. Not talking about this from an aspect of supporting or disliking Trump, just analyzing what we're actually seeing. Trump is probably literally the best example of never say never. Going back to the box, thank you folks that are tapping the screen. For my YouTube viewers, had a few issues with the YouTube side of things, so feel free to smash the like button. Numbers are way down. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but we'll continue moving the program on with Romeo Delta Lima. Good afternoon, RDL. Can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Is Trump going to pull it out? I mean, is he just Teflon Don, as they say?
Man, I'm getting a little scared, I tell you.
What's scaring you?
He keeps winning these court battles. I don't know, man. You know what? I just say let his ass come back for 4 years. Then after that, we won't have to ever see him again. I don't know if he lives that long. Shit.
Yeah, but when you say let him come back for 4 years, so you don't buy into this notion that he's a threat to democracy, and if he wins again, he's never going to leave. You don't believe that?
Well, I think he may try. You know what I mean? I think that man would try anything. He's such a big narcissist that he would do anything to stay in power or to make people. He just wants to be the show. You know what I mean? I don't really, honestly, deep myself personally don't believe he gives a damn about America. I just think he wants to be the show.
Wow.
You know.
So you think, as opposed to caring about him, you think as opposed to really giving a damn about America, Trump is just all for Trump?
Exactly.
74 million people would disagree with you. What's wrong with him?
Well, yeah, I know, man. You just said like January 6th. You thought if everyone thought that it would be over after January 6th for him.
Yeah.
Well, look, you mentioned it too. Graham.
Lindsey Graham.
Lindsey Graham. McCarthy.
Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell. How many of them stood up there and said, this is it, it's over, and then the next day they were kissing the ring.
Right.
And that's because of the 74 million. That's why that's happening, is because of his base. All these people are afraid to say anything or go against Trump because they believe they'll lose their primary or lose their election.
Well, but Mitch McConnell is not even running again, and he's still all over Trump.
Well, he's got some. There's Trump knows a lot of shit on some people, I believe, or something, man. I just, I don't know, man. I don't get it. I can't. I just don't understand. When Trump started running in 2016. I listened to that man talk for 5 minutes, and I said, this is the most full of crap piece of shit I've ever heard. Not to mention that he you know, it took me 5 minutes listening to him, knowing he was full of shit. But you know,
what did you? Okay, you personally heard Trump and you see him as full of shit. But how did you see the country being written? Did you really? You didn't favor how America? I mean, our economy was pretty good. You didn't think he was doing a decent job while in office? You're on mute, RDL. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got a call. I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, I said you stated that when you heard Trump speak, you thought he was full of shit. But I'm asking, when he was president for 4 years, many folks favored the job numbers, the price of fuel, no wars. I mean, you didn't favor how the country was being ran under Trump? Okay,
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you must be going in. We'll move it on. I don't know what's going on with my last guest. Must be moving on or something. But just continuing on. No wars. Now we are going to war under Biden. Fancy Prancy, I think you're stretching it. I do agree that there's far more military conflicts worldwide under Biden than there were under Trump. But to state that we personally are going to war is not accurate. There's a proxy war that exists between Russia and the United States in regards to the Ukraine, but we are not going to war. That is, I don't see where you would state that right now. Looking in the comments, I like paying $5 a gallon, says Scott, in reference to Biden. Let me ask you guys this, by way of yes or no in the comments. All I'm asking for is a yes or no. I want to see, because I hear on both sides, by way of yes or no in the comments, how many of you believe Biden is responsible directly for the increase at the price at the pump in terms of gas? When you go buy fuel, you're paying more under Biden than you did under Trump. How many of you believe that Biden himself is personally responsible for why the price of fuel has went up? It's real curious to see that, because you often hear him credited for that. Now on TikTok, it's mostly no. Wow. I mean, by far, most of you guys are saying no. There are some yeses, but wow. Biden himself personally responsible for the increased cost of fuel. Conservative Rich, good afternoon. Welcome to the program. What do you say, conservative? Do you believe Biden's responsible for what you're paying at the pump?
How we doing, handsome? Yeah, I do.
So why do you think so many people think otherwise?
Everybody's got their opinion. Right?
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Flooding the market with crude oil definitely reduced the price of a barrel of oil, which in turn reduces the price at the pump.
Well, Sandy on YouTube, we on YouTube simultaneously. Sandy on YouTube says, what policy that Biden has, what policy has Biden put forward that would cause the price of fuel to go up? What did Biden do to make it happen?
I think if we're going to look at the Paris Accord, right, and just basically the posture on energy and the posture of we want to be zero emissions in 10 years, just talking in verbiage literally can change. Because oil is a speculative price, so they're speculating a 10-year mark on what's going to happen, and there goes the price. When the
wait. So you're saying that he hasn't done anything, but his verbiage sounds anti-big oil and is leading to.
He has done. Yeah, his verbiage, and he has done things like the Paris Accord and promises to reduce carbon emissions, right? Which is regulations, and it's just less. The oil is going to be used. But it's a promise of less consumption.
But I want to say something in regards to what you just stated about his verbiage, for instance. It sounds like you're admitting, now I know you lean right, but it sounds like when it comes to Biden and oil prices, you're kind of admitting that words have consequences.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now you do realize somebody else is known for saying a lot of stuff. You said what?
I said we can look at Trump for evidence of that.
Yeah, I was going to say that because a lot of folks say that we should pay attention to what Trump does and not what he says. But according to you, what you say do matter.
Well, your posture on energy, when you're telling people you're going to be zero emissions in 10 years and you're promising to have a war on oil, right? And oil is a speculative market that's projected 10 years out. Some of the pricing is projections. We're paying for oil that we're using oil that was already paid for, and and then sometimes we're using oil that we haven't paid for yet. So it's just a whole speculative game, and it is a big posture. And drill, baby, drill is good posture, and pumping out crude oil and flooding the market with crude oil was good posture. So much so that the barrel of oil went down so low, we had to limit production across the world just to stop companies from going bankrupt.
Now, here's the thing I kind of wonder, because, just bringing up Elon Musk, he invented the Tesla, he leans right, he, backed Ron DeSantis, he's met with Trump recently. I kind of wonder how he feels about, let's say Trump's policies on big oil versus alternative fuels, considering that his entire direction is towards alternative fuels. I kind of want, because it sounds like if Trump is reelected, anyone who is in favor of electric cars, solar panels, wind generators, you name it, their stock is going to go down in favor of big oil going up, because it sounds like he want to kind of keep us more reliant on big oil. Am I getting that wrong?
And some big oil's up big time during the Biden administration. You haven't been paying attention, man. You should have bought some of them Exxon stocks 3 years ago. You wouldn't be saying that.
Big oil is doing big in everybody's administration.
No, oil's a life-sustaining commodity that gets groceries to the grocery store right now. We're not bussing people around. We're not bussing products around. We're not bussing food around with electric vehicles. It's all being done with gas. It's the only thing capable of meeting demand. And hopefully Tesla gets us there someday. But it's just not there yet.
All right. Now, in response to what you just stated, Sandy on YouTube said the Paris Accord has nothing to do with gas supply today. She stated that Saudis, talking about OPEC, has reduced supply in Russia's sanctions, reduced it further. Gas and oil is global. In other words, it's not something that is just simply happening here. It's a lot of other participants that's causing it. So you mentioned the Paris Accord. I see folks in the comments are even saying, in fact, is it something that may have been out of Biden's control?
Signing the Paris Accord was definitely in his control. We could have, somebody else said we weren't ever going to do it. And then the next guy jumped right in, both feet. So it's plenty of blame to go around. And I think Trump had a better energy policy.
All right. So at the end of the day, you think he's going to beat all these cases?
Who knows, man?
It's a lot.
He's in way deep, man. He's in way deep. I hope he does, really. I hope he does. I hope that the narrative loses. I hope that the people who claim to have a monopoly on truth lose this election.
Wow.
Because that's who needs to lose.
All right. Conservative, always a pleasure having you on, man.
Thank you, man.
Strong opinion. All right, moving the program on. That is indeed conservative. Rich, not the documents case or Georgia. I don't know. Even with the documents case, it's being pushed back so far, certainly with Fani Willis's credibility continuing to be challenged. Even if Trump, let's say he is guilty of it, and I'm not saying he is or isn't, but let's say Trump is guilty of the documents case. Will that even be adjudicated before November? My opinion, highly unlikely, mainly because of the antics of Fani Willis leaving herself exposed to a credibility issue. Trump recently just won the right to appeal her victory to stay on the case. Even if Fani Willis wins the appeal, many folks don't believe she's credible at this point anymore. In my humble opinion, they should take Fani Willis off the case and put somebody else on it. Maybe an issue of whether down in Fulton County, Georgia, they can't find anybody willing to do it, but they should get Fani Willis off of it, because at this point, folks believe her credibility is shot so damn bad that I don't know, even if she wins, how far it's going to go. But here's something I will say before I go back to the box. A lot of folks favor Trump because they believe, now he didn't drain the swamp, but he exposed a lot of shit. And in my opinion, he absolutely did, good and bad. I'll tell you, what he is doing in the courts is a perfect example of exposing what someone can do to the court system. Delays, he can challenge everything, he can appeal. I mean, he is really exposing how difficult it can be. Now, I understand many of my beloved MAGA believe it's all a witch hunt anyway. I get that. If it's all phony, fabricated, it's election interference, fair enough. But what I am stating is, let's assume someone is guilty of a crime. Let's assume someone with Trump's wealth was indeed guilty of committing a crime. Take Trump out of the picture. Everything Trump is doing would work for them too if they had the finances. He is exposing how easy it is for a wealthy person to essentially skirt the justice system over and over and over again. That is an exposure. I mentioned before, at Trump's level, he is exposing a lot of other things that I do believe once Trump is out of the picture, whether he wins, serves 4 years and disappears, passes away, decides not to run, whatever the case may be. Once Trump is gone, he has exposed a lot of loopholes or flaws in our system that the founding fathers never dreamed of, and I believe you'll get bipartisan support to make sure they never happen again. What am I talking about? I'm talking about someone that is facing a host of charges, still being able to run for president. Whether you believe what's happening under Trump is a witch hunt or not, let's just be clear. If you had a small business, any of you folks in here, if you had a small business, and an employee wanted to put in an application and told you, I don't have any convictions in my history, but I am facing a few dozen charges in a few different states, you wouldn't hire him. You would not hire that person, regardless of what the hell you think. You would not hire that person. Right now, that same person can run for president. My point is not talking about Trump. My point is, once Trump is out of the picture, that won't be allowed anymore. That someone can run for president with a host of charges against him. Right now, a person who has been convicted of a felony can run for president, but in many states cannot vote for the guy seeking the nation's highest office. Once Trump is out of the picture, that will not happen again. Trump is exposing loopholes that the founding fathers never believed would actually even be entertained. Another issue, if you are in the nation's highest office and you commit an alleged crime while you're there and you're found guilty for it, you don't get to pardon yourself. You can't pardon yourself for a crime you committed while you're in office. Now, I understand a lot of folks, well, you're talking about, take Trump out of the picture. Let's say we had this conversation 10 years ago. Would you agree with me then? Would you have agreed when Obama was in office, Fast and Furious, Benghazi, that if he was found guilty, he should be able to pardon himself? Bet you wouldn't agree then. And last but not least, the notion that you could run for president while being incarcerated. Who the hell would support that if it wasn't for the love of Trump? Take Trump out of the picture. Let's have this conversation 10 years ago, 10 years in the future. Who would favor a commander-in-chief running this country while incarcerated? Nobody would. Nobody would. So once Trump is out of office, he's exposed a hell of a lot of issues that need to be changed. We'll see what happens. Going back to the boxing, MAGA, some folks said MAGA would not be in favor of someone being incarcerated running this country if it wasn't Trump. As I stated, if Obama had been found guilty, convicted of issues related to Benghazi, MAGA wouldn't be in favor of Obama being able to run the country while being convicted of a felony. No, we're talking about taking Trump out of the picture because the love of Trump is what is clouding the decision on some of this. Trump is out of the picture. I think both sides will be like, no, you can't be incarcerated or facing a host of felonies and still run for president. It's just right now the love of Trump kind of has that clouded a little bit. Going back to the box, though, we'll go straight to, I think it says progressive. I can't pronounce the part of that. Exactly. If Obama farted wrong, it would be a problem. Yeah, I'm just simply saying. Stop saying Fonnie Willis has lost credibility. That's true. She has lost credibility with a hell of a lot of people. Some folks believe she perjured herself and lied in court. She has lost credibility with a lot of folks. So no, that is not being made up. Let me see. I brought up progressively enlightened. I don't know what just happened there. Well, I don't know what happened, but we'll try it again with sight beyond sight. Good afternoon. Welcome to the program. Fannie Willis has lost credibility with a lot of folks. The whole, sleeping with a subordinate, things like that. If you lean left, you don't give a damn. If you lean right, it's different. Sight beyond sight. Good afternoon.
What's up there, my brother?
Not much at all. So what do you think? Trump going to beat all this stuff?
It's hard to say, man. I think it's the timeline is the number one thing now. If they can get him in court before the election, then he has a far greater chance of being convicted. I think there's some cases that are a little more ironclad than others. I think the documents case is probably the most telling. It really holds the most weight. And I think these other ones are just kind of hit or miss. And I think they should drop those and just focus on the documents case.
Well, considering you never know, because some folks are saying that the courts are in Trump's back pocket. So to some degree, if you drop some cases, you can't be guaranteed the others will prevail. In my opinion, I'll just say this. After seeing what happened in relation to January 6th, I don't think anything can be predictable or not. I saw a whole country believe that Trump was finished on January 6th, and he emerged from that stronger than ever. So you start dropping cases, the ones you keep ain't guaranteed to make it either.
Yeah, I mean, I 100% agree. I think that they're in a weird conundrum, and it's just something we're going to have to see play out, I mean, do I believe he's guilty? I believe he's guilty in most of them. I do believe that some of them have been trumped up, for lack of better words, because it is political. But I don't think it's done in the absence of truth. I think that he's done everything they said he's done. It's just a matter of to what degree.
But you said you think some of them have been trumped up. Give me an example.
Yeah. So I think, like, even with the New York case, I mean, it's been trumped up. Meaning, I think there's a case there, but it's far more. They made it bigger than what it actually is. And I really don't care about the New York case. We know he's been doing this for years. It's been documentaries on Netflix and other stations that said he's done this before he even ran for president. Wow. So I mean, it was well known that he trumps up his properties and his assets. There's video recordings of him faking to be bearing somebody else to talk to Forbes to get on the Forbes list. Yeah. You know what I mean? So we know this is his MO. It's not a secret. And for people who believe that he's innocent of this, I mean, they're just not really looking at facts, and they're not looking at it from a non-biased lens.
Yeah, it's crazy you say he's known for lying and exaggerating things. I think his own, because when he has to have a doctor suggest he's credible to run for president or something like that. According to the doctor, that he, the doctor said, gave Trump's condition and said, look, this guy is in great health, and and all. That doctor later came forward and said that Trump wrote that himself.
I mean, but listen. There's a reason he's called a narcissist. I mean, Trump is a character, and he's always in character. And I don't think people understand that, who Trump really is and who the character is different. And I think Trump has been in a situation now where he can't separate the two. Yeah. He's always in character. So, everything is a big show to him. And, this is why you get the outlandish statements, and I can't, shut my mouth, even though it's costing me millions of dollars, because I'll just rely on my followers to pay it. And, I mean, he's using them as his own personal piggy bank.
I kind of wonder, though, you see what happened with Stormy Daniels. What if Trump wins some of these cases, ends up suing the state and winning for a bunch of money? I don't know. Trump has a way. Say that again?
I said it's possible.
Yeah,
I mean, he's the king of lawsuits.
Yeah, he ain't just a king of lawsuits. He's a king of walking away victorious too. I mean, I used the term when we first started this live stream of he reminds me of Bruce Lee in the old movies where he's taking on a bunch of adversaries at the same time and he's kicking all their ass.
But you see what happened to Bruce Lee at the end on set, right?
I don't know if Trump gonna go out that way, but that's funny though.
Brother, I'm just saying, karma is undefeated. So I mean, and it was something one of your last guests said, man, about the whole Michelle Obama thing, man.
Michelle Obama's a man?
Yeah, that really itches my ass, man, because I don't think people even use logic when they make these statements, right? Because just think, we know Michelle is in her 50s, right? So you're saying that in the 70s, they allowed this person to transition from a male to a female in elementary school, right? You're saying that they were allowed to be married in the early 90s when it was illegal, right? Yeah. You're saying that not one disgruntled cousin, not one poor teacher, that not one cousin who's broke and needs some money has come forward and said that Michelle was born Michael.
Yeah.
I mean, let's use logic. Because if it was my cousin and I'm broke and we had issues, I'm telling
Yeah, I mean, at the end of it, that's just pure hatred. I mean, listen, that's just pure.
And they like to go to Joan Rivers and what she said, and take it as gospel, but they don't take what Robin Williams said as gospel. He said Trump owning the Miss Teen USA pageant is like a fat kid owning the candy store, or something to that effect.
Ooh.
Yeah. So if you look at Robin Williams, what he said about Trump, he's made that analogy, and he's not the only comedian who's made that analogy. Yeah. So if we're going to take what comedians say as gospel, then let's do it all the way around the board.
Wow. Now on YouTube, this is a strong comment. I'm gonna get this one to you. Random fandom said the KKK votes for Trump. Proven fact, they are marching in the streets again. Is that a bit over the top?
I wouldn't say it's over the top. I think the Triple K has always looked for a resurgence, and I think that Trump has given them the fuel. Not because and if he's racist or if he's not, I don't know, but I think that Trump toes the line so closely that it's easy to say. He knows that a lot of his followers are racist, and it doesn't mean that they're outwardly racist. They have racist views. They have views like, black people can't count my money. Right?
But wait a minute. But they're saying that it is Biden that is the racist. Why isn't the KKK marching to him?
Because they have no proof that Biden is racist. They like to tout the snippets of Biden saying certain things and don't provide context behind it, and that's what they run on. There's a lot of people that are headline readers instead of actually looking at the meat and potatoes of what's going on. Yes, Biden said the N-word on the Congress floor, but he was also quoting a Republican who was running for office, and he was saying why that person shouldn't be in office. So that's the context that they lack, and then they like to go to the '94 crime bill, which Biden did not write. You can look at who the authors are. He didn't write. What he wrote was a piece of that legislation, which was the Violence Against Women's Act. That's what he wrote, and people don't understand that even with the '94 crime bill, that the Republicans said that it didn't go far enough, and then in 1992. William Barr and the Republicans were going around the country trying to privatize prisons so they can make for-profit prisons, right? So let's look at the whole scheme of what happened, right? It wasn't just the Democrats made the crime bill and it was a racist bill, because the bill didn't lock anybody up. It's how it was applied, and that's more on a local level than a federal level.
Well said. I mean, you pretty much use the same statement a lot of Trump supporters often say when he's criticized. You got to look at it in full context. Appreciate you coming through, Sight Beyond Sight.
Absolutely, my brother. Y'all have a good one.
Absolutely a pleasure. Now, on the YouTube side of things, had a individual commented and stated something like, what is it? Free my grandma. Wow. Okay, let's be real. What heterosexual man allows gay marriage? The point being that no heterosexual man would ever, I'm heterosexual. I don't believe gay marriage should be illegal. You don't believe no heterosexual male would allow gay marriage, which essentially means that the heterosexual community is anti-LGBTQ. I mean, that's pretty much what you're saying. I could not disagree with you more. Listen, let me just say it this way. I don't, as long as it doesn't affect me, I don't give a damn what you do. I really don't. You know, for my beloved MAGA, my small government people, if you're okay with the government preventing somebody from getting married, that's big government. Why would you? What is the problem with it? That's what I'm curious. What is the problem with two dudes getting married when you're at home with your husband or your wife every day? Why do you care what's going on in their house so much? I'm really curious as to why you give a damn who they are marrying. I don't understand that. If it's okay for a 70-year-old to marry a 20-year-old, then why do you care if another man marries another man? I mean, Trump's wife is like 30 years younger than him. You're okay with that? But you don't want two dudes getting married again. I'm lost on that one. Looking in the comments, you look like my inspiration. Thank you, whatever that means, but appreciate it. Yeah, who cares? LOL, free my grandma sounds deep in the closet. I don't want to say he sounds gay, but it definitely sounds homophobic. I don't, why? Why would a heterosexual male automatically be assumed to have a problem with two gay folks getting married? It makes no difference in my life at all who the hell you marry. Why would I want to interfere with that? Not to mention, can you imagine if you were forced to be with the gender you were not attracted to? Let's say we lived in a country where being gay was the norm, and you and I, we're both heterosexual. But because we had to appease to what society wanted, we all had to go around sleeping with same-sex partners. Can you imagine how awful of a life you would have? Where you're doing something you don't like, don't want to do, but to appease society, or to stay out of prison in some cases, or if you go back far enough to prevent from being executed, you're doing something that just grosses you out. Just completely gross. Most heterosexuals would want nothing to do with a gay relationship. But if society forces you, this is what you got to do. This is what has happened in this country since its inception, up to maybe about 50, 60 years ago, where folks who were gay had to be in heterosexual relationships because that's what society dictated. I cannot imagine how awful that had to be. Looking in the comments, by the way, and thank you folks who are tapping the screen. Feel free to get your boy likes on up to around 85,000. Going to a man of my very own name, Tim. Good afternoon. If the box lets you in, I've been having some trouble with the box. Let's see if it brings up Tim, there's something's going on with the box. I'm gonna have to drop you because I don't see you. I can hear you, and that usually means it's a problem. Come back into the program, and we'll give it a shot from there. Real quick, I think Tim came up under a different name, Tim Griffey. We'll see if it works this time. Real quick in the comments, saying 45 is winning is akin to a football team trailing 0-91. Just making a field goal. No, it's way different than that. It's way different than that. You're saying that Trump is winning is akin to a football team trailing 0-91. I don't see the 91 points being scored. They have not scored 91 points on Trump. Scoring a point is a conviction, not a charge, not an allegation. You got to actually convict him. And the opposing team has not scored 91 points. It's 0-0. I don't agree with that at all. They haven't scored anything. How about 100 genders, pronouns? Bodo, once again, I'm gonna say the same thing I said with gay marriage. All of these different genders are coming up with pansexual and all these things. I'm too old to even know the definitions of all this shit. What do I care? What do I care? If you believe at your crib you should have 6 different wives, why do I give a damn? What difference does it make in my life if you go from having 6 wives to only one like I may want to have? What difference does it make? Why am I telling you what to do? I don't get it. I just don't. What if someone says you shouldn't have 6 guns in your house? You're okay with that? I only got 1. You shouldn't be able to have 6. I got, I got a revolver. You shouldn't be able to have an automatic. Yeah, thank you, DJ Julio. So why are we picking and choosing how someone else should live if it doesn't affect you at all? Somebody tell me why that should be okay. Real quick, people should mind their own business. I agree with that 100%, Queen B. I really do. I don't see how it affects you. I just don't. That's the Democrats for you, always changing the verbiage. Miss Nicole, changing the verbiage how? I don't see how someone else's sexuality affects you at all, other than you believe your way is the right way and you are refusing to let anyone else do things the way they want to do it. My way is the right way. I'm going to dictate how everybody else should live. I can't co-sign that. I just can't co-sign that. It goes against God's laws, says the doggeth. What happened to separation of church and state? What happened to that? Now you're going to pass a law based on what is written in the Bible? I'm assuming you don't give a damn about the people who don't follow the Bible. Once again, now you're screwing around with their religious beliefs as well. Christianity is not what's on the mind of every American. That you hear folks all the time talking about, I don't want CRT, or I don't want, LGBT stuff taught in schools. I don't want you shoving that down my child's throat. If you pass laws based on Christianity, how the hell is that not shoving religion down the throats of people, full-grown adults? Tell me where the difference is. Once you pass a law based on Christianity, you're shoving religion down everybody's damn throat. Looking in the comments, or in the box, I'm having a significant problem with the box. Religion is for yourself, not to push on others, says Pep. Pep, 100% agree with you. Welcome to the program, by the way. Just don't ask me to be a part of it. Do what you want. Damn right, yes. Don't force me to be a part of what you believe in, such as Governor Greg Abbott of Texas attempting to pass a law requiring the 10 Commandments be prominently displayed in all public schools. What if my child is Muslim? You're going to put up copies of the Quran? No. You're going to go with what religion you favor and force it on all the children. Is that not shoving Christianity down the throats of people? What's the difference? What's the difference? Having some extreme trouble with the box. Why are people forced into monogamy? Christianity. Christianity is why. Whereas marriage is between a man and a woman, you can't be married to multiple people. That's the way the country was founded. It's Christian based. Otherwise, you would be allowed to marry more than one person. I think you can do that in the Middle East. So yeah, it's Christian based. Tim, more people have died over religion than anything. I agree with that 100%. Which is why I'm strongly against ever putting religion in schools. That would have worked 1930 before. That would absolutely have worked when everybody in school had the same beliefs. White kids went to white schools, black kids went to black schools. You didn't have a lot of differing opinions. There was virtually zero diversity. Native Americans had to hang around Native Americans. You didn't have a lot of differing opinions. But in modern society, one religion, one dominating religion does not work anymore. There's way too much diversity in America, which some are suggesting why we should get the border under control. Even more diversity. Some people don't favor diversity because diversity does bring about change. And for some, that change is unwanted. But in modern society, our school systems are way too diverse to try to force Christianity into them. Like I stated, 100 years ago, yeah, you could have did it all day long. It's not going to work by today's standards. Even the children themselves now have considerably more choice than they did 100 years ago. A child nowadays can say, I don't want to go to church, and that wish is generally honored by a lot of parents. When I grew up in the 70s and 80s, our word didn't mean a damn thing. If our parents said you're going to church Sunday morning, you just had to go. And if you got sleepy or tired, they smacked the shit out of you and made you sit up. That's the way we dealt with it back in the 70s and 80s. Children nowadays got choice. They don't want, you look, even in our day and age, we didn't want to be there. We did not want to be in church. It was boring. They're speaking a language we can't understand. There's nothing of interest going on here. But our parents did not give us a choice. We had to go. Nowadays, they have a choice. So even if you start promoting Christianity in schools, you would likely have a revolt from the students. No different than now you can't tell them that Christopher Columbus discovered America. They don't want to hear that shit. They know better. They could tell us all kinds of stuff back in the day, and we just accepted it all. Children nowadays aren't buying it. Looking in the comments, I'm not able to bring. Okay, there we go. Finally, the box seems to be working again. I'll try anyone at this point just to see if it works. Real quick, looking in the comments, that's why you are a good human. They made you go. I don't think you. Good afternoon, Bubble. Hey, good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I take it you're listening in. What am I getting wrong?
I'm not sure.
Okay. So you think Trump?
Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Is Trump our man? Is he going to beat all these charges?
He's not going to beat them all. He'll probably beat some. But I don't believe for one moment he's going to beat them all.
Is he our next president?
Oh, definitely not. No.
What makes you feel so confident?
Well, you know, the Republican Party. Well, this is just my opinion, and just like what everyone has, has their own opinions. But I just think that the Republican Party is pretty much eating themselves. They're shooting themselves in the foot when it comes to Trump, and so I don't believe for one moment, because of the Republican Party itself, I don't believe that they're going to hold a candle to Biden and being the next president. I do not believe it. I just don't believe it for one moment that he's going to be the next president.
So you believe the polls are all getting it wrong because he looks very competitive?
Well, I mean, think about it. Everybody says the polls. The polls don't matter for real. The polls really do not matter right now. What matters is the truth. What is the truth that's coming out? These polls can lie just like the Democratic Party, the Republican Party. Everybody can lie. So don't really depend on these polls, because polls can change, right? Can't polls change?
Yeah, that's
polls
true.
Can change at any moment. It's like, yesterday they could have said, oh, yeah, Trump is beating Biden by 900 points. Then today they could say, oh, Biden is beating Trump by 39 points. Yeah. It's, things definitely change from hour to hour, day to day.
But how is it that this man is dealing with so many criminal charges, yet he at the very least still seems competitive to Biden? I mean, at this point, if he wasn't dealing with words, how far would he be in front of Biden? I mean, this man, Biden is not dealing with a single court charge, yet at the very least, Trump is still competitive with Biden.
Exactly.
If Trump was not dealing with any court charges, he would have to be galaxies ahead of Biden. Why is Biden doing so poorly?
Right. Well, I don't see that Biden is doing poorly myself, but I will say that the MAGA base is really large. They are huge. And in my eyesight, it is a cult. And no, you're not going to see a cult of Biden followers. Because when a cult,
no, you're not. I agree.
You don't see too many people wearing Biden hats and Biden T-shirts and swinging Biden flags and wearing gold shoes with Biden's symbol on.
But wait a minute, why is that? We had hold on. We had Obama. Hold on. We had Obama clothing. I had an Obama T-shirt when he won. We were proud of Obama. Why isn't there folks wearing Biden clothing?
Hold on, listen. There's a difference in buying a T-shirt with a president's image on it and a coat. There is a difference. As a matter of fact, I remember when Obama ran and he won, and all the newspapers, put Obama's face on the newspapers, and everybody was going out buying 2 and 3 newspapers at a time with Obama's, face and, everything on it, the first black president. Yes. I mean, as a matter of fact, my brother still has 3 Obama, newspapers, but it doesn't mean that we were a cult. There is a difference. Now, come on, Handsome, you are a very intelligent man. You know there's a difference in a cult and someone just like, yeah, I like them.
Well, in the comments, Crazy 504 says, stop hating on the man's gold shoe hustle. Mind your business. Why do you say it's a cult?
I'm not hating on the gold. I'm not hating on the gold at all. Somebody's going to buy it, and it won't be me.
So why do you say it's a cult?
Say what?
Why do you say it's a cult? Why do you say MAGA's a cult?
Okay, think about it. A cult is something like for instance, when they erect their gold statues of Trump, and when they pray to Trump, and when they have all types of recited poems for Trump. You don't see that for Biden. You never heard about that with Obama. You never heard about that with any other president, but with Trump. That's why I say this MAGA is a cult. Now, don't get me wrong. They are human. They are entitled to how they feel and what they believe. They are entitled to that. Same as I am entitled to how I feel and how I believe. But when it comes to the point where you believe that your Lord and Savior, quote unquote, is a president who has been known to be a rapist, and you tell me that he's just like Jesus. Jesus never raped anybody.
Wow, that's a good point. I don't want to go too deep into that, but let me ask you. Wow, Jesus never raped anybody. You waking me up?
Jesus never raped anybody.
No, I agree with that. David Stone. YouTube. Trump is doing better because the charges have exposed the overreach of lawfare. True independents that have actually voted Republican and Democrat see it. The cult are the people that do not see it at all. So he's stating that. Exactly. Yeah, but he's saying that the cult is the people who don't realize that Trump is being railroaded.
Exactly. No. Okay, the cult are. Do you remember? What is it? I think maybe 20 years ago, and I'm a 53-year-old woman. Okay, so there's some of these things in history that I do remember. But do you remember Waco?
Yes, Waco, Texas. David Koresh.
That was a cult.
Yeah.
That was a cult. And do you believe that those people actually believed that they were in a cult? No, they were being brainwashed. Mega believes that, like I said, Trump is God Almighty. He is the next incarnation of Jesus Christ. But I'm sorry, Mega, Trump is the wrong skin color to be Jesus Christ, number one. Number two, he does not have the integrity that Jesus Christ must have. But let's just get out of that. Mega is a cult, and that's just the end of that.
You believe MAGA, Trump supporters, are as devoted to Trump as the Branch Davidians were to David Koresh in Waco?
Think about it.
I don't know about wow.
Because look, the people in Waco, they didn't know that they were in a cult. They thought that was normal. They really thought that this man was the incoming prophet. He was a prophet sent by God. He's having children with his own children. You know what I'm saying? What
do you mean? Wait. What do you mean he's having children with his own children?
Yes, child. Yeah. Listen, handsome.
I'm listening. Explain that.
Go back and read everything that happened with that whole occult. Okay. Yes, he was having sex with his own children. His own blood children. He would get a woman pregnant, have a daughter, and he would have sex with his own children.
Okay, you talking about David Koresh?
David Koresh, baby.
I've never heard that.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So, but like I was saying, that wasn't a cult. Now, can you agree with me when I say that wasn't a cult?
I would say the Branch Davidians were, but I don't compare MAGA to the Branch Davidians.
Of course you wouldn't, but still the fact remains it's still on the same lines. I mean, it's a very, I mean, it's on the same lines of Waco. It's on the exact same.
Wow.
They thought this guy was a prophet sent by God, and all this stuff. So what happened? He ends up, killing all these people, innocent people, for absolutely all because of what? All because of what?
So what do you think happened on January 6th, in your opinion, if they're a cult?
Almost definitely. I mean, of course they're gonna say, "Oh no, that was that was Black Lives Matter." I don't know, Black Lives Matter. Oh no, that was this. No, it was actually MAGA, and they know it. They just don't want to, accept it. So, but listen to this. Yes, it was definitely an insurrection. But I have one question for MAGA or any Republican, since everybody want to say that January 6th actually was by the Black Lives Matter and everybody else. How many Black Lives Matter people or even the organization were actually arrested? That's what I want to know, because I haven't seen any. But if somebody can actually tell me how many was actually arrested, I'll wait.
Zero. That's a really good way of stating that. I got to move it on, but that's a good point. That nobody.
That's why I say, one more thing. That's why I say that MAGA is a cult, because even though they will see the truth and the truth is right in front of them, they refuse to see and hear the truth. So thank you so much for letting me up with you. I adore your program.
Thank you.
And I'm just surprised you actually let me up.
Why would I not? There is no censored opinion here. You can come back anytime. Anytime. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You're welcome. You're welcome. By the way, folks, when I state I go left of Bernie Sanders to having dinner with QAnon, if you've been watching the program for any length of time, you know that is the case. I've had everybody from folks here who believe that MAGA's a cult to folks who believe the Holocaust didn't take place. We do believe in letting folks speak. We don't always have to agree. Period. We do not always agree with every guest we have on. Most of you folks in the comment section don't agree either. That's how the program is ran, but we do believe strongly in the right to have the First Amendment enjoyed here on the program. So yeah, we don't censor anyone for their comments. Listen, the folks in the comment section, or even yours truly occasionally, we'll let you know if we disagree, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be allowed to speak because somebody has a different opinion, right? Look, there are plenty of places you can go all over social media where people say what you want to hear. Everybody in the box is bashing Trump. Everybody in the box is wearing a red hat. There are plenty of places you can go for that. This is just not it. It's just not it. This is a First Amendment program where we do observe free speech. Looking in the comments, she just mad her state money ain't here yet. Ouch, Alex Caballero, you're suggesting that my last guest was on welfare? Where does that come from? I'm assuming that ain't racist. What makes you believe that my last guest was receiving welfare? I'd like to know from where that's coming from. I love this live, says J Girl. Appreciate it. I love the fact that you're here. So honestly, it is flabbergasting to me that some colored folks support the people hating them, says Jeremy W. Norwood. Well, let me just make this clear. Regardless of who you think hates colored folks, the best source of an opinion on who hates colored folks is colored folks. Fact is, people who are being victimized by acts of racism, they know who is mistreating them. So if you gotta tell a colored folk, for lack of a better term, colored folk, but if you gotta tell the colored folks who is racist to them and they disagree with you, then you are probably the one that is not correct. Folks know who is mistreating them. They don't need someone to tell them that. And I'm pointing this out because some folks say Trump is racist, others say Biden is racist. Folks who are being victimized by this shit, they know who is mistreating them. They know who the culprit is. They don't need someone who is not claiming to be a victim of racism, telling them, well, this is the bad guy for you. Now they know, they already know. You don't have to tell them who is treating them wrong. Look in the comments, and I see Too Deep says not at all. Yeah, everybody, we know. If we believe racism exists, we know who is doing it. You don't need to point it out to us. Who cares what color someone is? Wow, Speed Racer with the Galaxy. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate that support. Thank you very much. In regards to the super chat, Naeem Barber. I don't think all MAGA are a cult, but I dislike their ability not to see it when it's happening around them. I get a lot of folks that believe there's a lot of cult-like activity surrounding the MAGA movement. Now, in my opinion, January 6th, I personally believe, and I know a lot of my beloved MAGA think I'm off my rocker for this, and you know I don't block, ban, or censor you if you say so in the comments, but I've said it before, January 6th is only 2 months and maybe a couple days after the 2020 election. There was nowhere near enough evidence to show up there in Washington and act like that there that day. Even if the election was stolen from Trump, that close to the election, you didn't have nowhere near enough evidence to be acting like that. A lot of the investigations were still taking place. Some recounts still taking place. There was nowhere near enough evidence to show up there only 2 months after the election and behave in that manner. That went solely by what the people hosting that rally told those folks. It was not based on any, there was 90 minutes of that. 90 minutes, whether it was Giuliani, Steve Bannon, Trump, a lot of folks spoke there that day. There was not a lot of evidence being presented. They were just saying that this didn't happen. Not to mention, whether it's Ruby Freeman or Dominion voting machine, a lot of the evidence has since been disputed. So that was kind of an act of a cult, in my humble opinion, because they acted that way solely based on what they were being told. If you don't want to use cult, you could certainly replace it with sheep. Reason why I say sheep, because a hell of a lot of people are blaming Ray Epps. To me, that is the definition of a sheep. You came out here to see Trump. You came out here to stop the steal from President Trump, to defend the honor of President Trump. He told you to walk to the Capitol building peacefully, and he would come there with you. In a 2-mile walk, only about 2 miles from where the speech was at in the Capitol building, in a 2-mile walk, some dude named Ray Epps, who you don't know from Adam, convinced you to not go peacefully, but to be violent as hell. If that is not the definition of a sheep, I don't know what is. You don't even know this dude. This is going by what Trump supporters are saying, is that Ray Epps convinced everybody to act a fool. You came out here to defend Trump. How the hell is this dude you don't know able to convince you to do just the opposite? So at the very least, if you believe the Ray Epps theory, you believe there was a hell of a lot of sheep in the Capitol building there that day, because they didn't know Ray Epps. He should not have been able to convince them to go against the wishes of President Trump, which is the sole reason they're out here in D.C. Makes no sense at all. Looking in the box, continuing the program on, we'll go straight to Mayo. Good afternoon, Mayo. So why do you support MAGA if you think they're a sheep? Eileen left there. Kaya. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good afternoon. Mayo. So what the hell just happened? All right, well, we'll try it again. Wing Ding King. We're having some problem with the box. It does happen, so understand that. For some callers, it comes on and you can't see him. Wing Ding King, good afternoon.
What's up, liberal? How you feeling, brother?
I'm doing good. Are we dealing with a big colossal witch hunt on Trump?
No, man. I mean, you know, when you break the law, you get caught. But him being rich and a highly influenced person, he probably get a slap on the wrist, bro.
91 slaps. Or 88 slaps on the wrist.
Probably so, man. Because like I say, he's gonna make a big deal about it. It's a witch hunt. Is this? But like I told you a couple of days ago, he spoke. He sometimes he speak too fast. Because when he did the Newsmax interview, He said they was investigating me way before I announced I was running for president.
Mm-hmm.
So which one is it, bro?
Yeah.
Is it election interference, or are they already investigating you already?
I don't, something. I get your point. I agree with that, but I don't think, particularly for his supporters, I don't think it matters.
Yeah, of course it don't matter to the cult.
So you believe it's a cult too?
Hell yeah, man! The lady that's saying it was a cult. Now they believe that Christians, right? They're Christians. They Holy Bible. They crazy about the Bible.
Well, there are plenty of Democrats that are crazy about the Bible. Let me run this by you. Hold on. Name Barbara on YouTube said that Ray Epps offered them a $6 biggie bag. Who going to say no to that?
Hey, but they handsome. Check this out, though, man. In the Bible, they did the golden calf. Remember that?
I'm not a big Bible reader.
Okay. So it's like they was worshiping this golden calf.
Okay.
Right.
So what's your point?
Just within the last 8 years of Trump being a part of the Republican Party, they erected a gold statue of this dude, bro.
Well, what about the notion that they really believed the country was being ran better under Trump than ever before, and that is worthy of giving them a tribute? I mean, do they have to be a cult member?
You know what? I mean, that's a good point there, man. But the fact that the country's been running the same since the inception, bro.
No way. You're wait. You're an African American. You believe that?
Yeah, bro.
You don't think life has changed at all for African Americans?
The difference is now, white people can't get away with doing the evil shit they used to do to people.
All right, then it's not being ran the same.
Yeah, no. The government is being ran the same.
The government is being ran by. The government
Congress,
is.
You got Congress. You got senators. It's still ran the same.
No.
It's just more people can talk about it now. There's more opinions about the situation now. When the brothers in the 60s and the 70s was talking about how the government was, didn't nobody want to hear that.
Yeah. I gotta totally disagree with you. I mean, whether it's gay marriage, the way we view marijuana, the way we view women, whether they can vote or not, they even have their own bank account. The government is being ran totally different. I don't.
And it's still being ran by a white male influence, bro.
Yeah, but
that's exactly what I meant. It's still being ran by white males who think that they are being, they being deleted.
So right now, the current president is Biden. Under Biden, we got a black female. You think they're running the country in a manner where they think white men are being deleted?
No. What I'm saying is the controllers. Everybody at a higher. That's at the highest peak of the government are practically ran by white people, bro.
Most of America's largest cities, LA, New York, Chicago, Houston, they're all ran by black mayors. You're losing me.
But what about the state?
I mean, you think all 50 governors believe in replacement theory? Right.
Who's running the state? How many black governors?
So does it have to be a black? Wait, hold on, hang on. Are you suggesting that Are you suggesting that every white politician believes in replacement theory?
Yeah, I believe that.
Wow. Okay. Biden too.
I believe that, bro.
You think Biden believes
Probably
in
so.
Huh?
Probably so. He just know what to say. He just know what to say to people. Probably so. Just like Trump believes it too.
So if Biden believes it, wait a minute. Here's where you're losing me.
He's not trying to stop the people from speaking.
You're breaking up something awful. I hate.
He wants. Okay, my fault. He's not trying to stop the people eating in Norway and majority of the white countries from coming to America, but those that are coming from the lower regions of America and also from Africa, Haiti, the shithole countries, the shithole countries, he don't want them here because they feel like they already being replaced.
Here's why I vehemently hold on, hang on. Let me respond to you. Here's why I vehemently disagree with you that Biden believes in replacement theory. He's responsible for our first black president, our first female black president. He put a black woman on the Supreme Court. He's responsible for giving the LGBT their own right to marry because he did that under Obama. He gave us a holiday commemorating the freedom of slavery. Biden believing in replacement theory, all of this stuff he's done, that doesn't make sense.
Hey man, it may not make sense, but to me, this is me.
Okay.
I can't think or speak for other people, but it's just me.
Okay.
The way I look at it, man, I observe things, I guess, from a different view, maybe than other people. But what I see a country that's greatly divided over old politicians.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Right? And the more and more we talk about these people, the more and more we become divided. Right? So like your show is the reason I love your show is the fact that you're open to everything and everybody.
Thank you.
Right? You're open to everything, bro. And that's why I like to comment on your show. Because I be talking shit.
Are you someone say you're talking shit right now? Would they be correct?
Yeah, of course I am. Of course I am, man.
All right. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere.
People be in their feelings too much.
All right. Now we get
People be in their feelings too much.
Okay.
So, but hey, I'm gonna say one thing to you.
Real quick.
Before we go.
All right.
What are the people that was following Putin? How many Christians in America are going to continue to follow Putin since he came out with Jesus being black?
You're breaking up so bad. I heard something about Christians following Putin, but the rest of that, you're breaking up really bad. All right, I'm gonna move it on. I heard him say something about. You heard him say something about Christians following Putin, and I didn't get enough clarity on it to really respond in detail. But I will tell you, when you look at how this country was ran, I don't really believe you can ever predict what Christians will be capable of doing, because hell, you had folks who owned slaves going to church on Sundays. Hell, even the Klan believed in God. They would have the rallies in church. They're burning crosses, for God's sake. I don't know how to pigeonhole Christians, because there's so much evidence of Christians in this country really doing some horrible shit. And I'm not talking about on an individual level. I'm talking about organized bad shit, up to and including the violation of children. That went all the way up to the higher echelons of the Catholic Church. So, Christians following Putin, okay, kind of sounds like more of the same in my opinion. There's so much that you would look back and say, how could that person think they're Christian? I brought it up before on many lives, that if you believe in Christianity and heaven and hell as it's been taught in regards to committing sins and things like that, you'd have to believe that just about the entire Confederate South is in hell. If they can do that and go to heaven, then anybody can. So I don't know a lot about it, which is why I have, as I've aged, gotten further and further away from Christianity, because a lot of it doesn't make any sense to me. But that's me. That is me. I would never bash anybody for what they believe in. Just like I believe in free speech, I do believe in freedom of religion. The only thing we know about gods is we make them up, says Steve Smith. Wow. Wow. Putin just said on national TV, Jesus is black. I don't believe he said that. Did he? I agree, but most people can't live without being herded, and we all know it. Man, I do believe that most humans like a security blanket, and I do believe, the thought of somebody having my back. Even if I'm dying of cancer, somebody has my back. This can't just be the end of it. It does give you a sense of security that no matter how bad something goes in your life, somebody or something else out there has your back. It's a security blanket. I do believe that. Somebody else said, did Vladimir Putin, the president, dictator of Russia, did he really say Jesus is black? So I see that everybody saying, wow, shout out to Vladimir. Wow, why did he say that? What? Oh my God. Was that a bad translation? What would make Vladimir Putin say Jesus is black? Holy shit, I gotta look that up. That's a game changer, somebody said. I don't know about a game changer, but I'd love to know why he said that. Jesus is black. He lost. In the comments, I love the funny comments. Eric B for president, shout out to Rakim, said, he just lost all of MAGA support. Send Tucker Carlson back over there. Why did he say Jesus is black? Oh my God, I gotta look that one up. I'm just hearing that now. That's why I like having an open dialogue with you folks. I learn a lot of shit from some of you folks. Oftentimes, news breaks while we're still on this live stream. By the way, we're on Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Central. Civilized dialogue from both sides of the aisle without any block, ban, or censorship is that's the order of the day here. So if you enjoy being able to discuss your point of view, regardless of who the hell agrees or disagrees with you. In fact, if you disagree with the host, nobody gives a damn. You're allowed to speak. If you enjoy that, feel free to follow the program on TikTok. Certainly a subscription on YouTube. Naeem Barbara, he said being black was why he's atheist. He said, oh, wow. Wait a minute. Now, let me make sure is that true? That Vladimir Putin stated that Jesus Christ being a black person is why he's atheist. Now, I'm assuming that look, I'm learning a bunch of shit here. So, which would allude to Vladimir Putin possibly being a racist. Deeper and deeper, don't it? Okay, let me continue on. Wow. Now, is it all made up? I never heard that somebody say. I never heard any of this until now. Fleas92 said, I'm enjoying the show. Appreciate that. We're certainly enjoying your company here as well. So state your case without any fear of being blocked, banned, or censored. Bob Paytner, is it all a witch hunt? Former President Trump.
Hey, how you doing today?
Doing good. Good to have you back on.
Thank you. What was your question again?
Is it all a witch hunt? The man is beating cases right and left. Is it because they're just fabricating this stuff to prevent him from being president again?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, I've looked at. I mean, just think about this. So far, except for the one case about the rape case, basically, or
E. Jean Carroll,
non-rape, E.G. whatever her name is. Everything else has been strictly political. I mean, think about it. They've had years to go after him. I mean, he's been out of office for almost 4 years now. And now all of a sudden, in the last year, he's going to have all these cases brought in at one time. I mean, it seems like a pretty planned attack. I mean, and all of these people have been to the White House. You know, they've all met with the president or some of his staff. So I think it's definitely a tactic, you know.
Now, you started out by saying except for the E. Jean Carroll case. Now, in her case, they did find him liable for sexual assault. Do you believe he actually did that to her?
No, I don't. And I'll say this: she doesn't have a clue. I mean, she didn't have any. There's no proof. They got him basically for liability, you know, for running his mouth against her, you know. And I would be the same way if she was saying that I did something that I do. You know, I would be running my mouth against her as well. You know what I'm saying? It's just I think it's natural. I think. You know,
Well, but here's the point. Here's the problem, though. Not only did he say he didn't violate her, he said he had never even met her until she started producing pictures. Remember, he said he never met Stormy Daniels as well.
Well, I don't know. What he said about Stormy Daniels was that he didn't sleep with her. He said, because I think there was a picture of them already out somewhere.
Do you believe that?
He said it wasn't his type. I don't know. I mean, she's a prostitute, you know? I mean, my God.
Well, wait a minute. You see, why do you call her a prostitute?
She was a prostitute. She's a stripper.
So you believe you refer to strippers as...
I've seen her. I've seen one of her porn videos.
I have too, and I enjoyed it, but what makes you say she's a prostitute?
Well, that was the whole thing. She was a prostitute from the beginning.
On the street selling her body.
Yeah, Mom wrote the show on the street or not, but she was definitely a prostitute.
I've never heard that before. Where are you getting that from?
From the well, let me ask you something. If you're selling your body, if you're doing porn on videos, I mean, you're definitely, if you're a porn star, you're more than likely a prostitute. I mean, come on. I mean, you're not selling. You're selling it wherever it's going. You know, she ain't giving it away for free.
So you believe all porn stars are prostitutes?
Well, I mean, they are. They're selling. They're selling sex. Is that not what prostitution is?
I mean, Pam Anderson sold sex. She's got nude pictures in Playboy. You see Pamela Anderson as a prostitute?
She wasn't selling. No, she wasn't selling sex. She was videotaped with her husband, and somebody stole that.
That ain't what. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Pamela Anderson was in Playboy. She just laid her butt ass naked and let them film her in compromising positions.
Okay. She wasn't having sex with him.
You don't see that as sex, though. Selling pictures of yourself nude, that's not selling sex.
Well, I mean, everything sells sex nowadays. If it's not sexy, you can't hardly sell it. You know, I understand that, but I'm just saying it's a difference. I think if you're selling your body to a person or you're having sex with somebody, that is, I mean, that's prostitution as far as I'm concerned.
So how do you view Melania Trump, his wife, taking pictures of herself completely nude in compromising positions that you can readily Google? How do you view that? Taking for money. She took pictures for money.
I see him. She was single, right?
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing. I mean, she wasn't having sex in these pictures, correct?
Okay.
She was just naked. I mean, that could be some form of art as well. You know what I mean? Not all nudity is it's how the person views it. Honestly, I think that.
Okay.
I mean, think about this. You've seen sculptures of naked people in Rome, right? Is that art or is that nudity? You saying?
That's good. That's really good. You know, when you go to a truck stop somewhere and they got these magazines, ain't nobody buying that to show an art class. I'm buying that shit to jag off to. Come on now. You see Melania Trump as a French statue? Is that where you're going with this?
No, but what I'm saying is it's a difference between Melania Trump wasn't videotaped having sex with a stranger, having sex with somebody she just met, and it's going out wide across the world. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
There's a big difference between that and having a photograph of I mean, we were all born naked, you know?
You're good, man. You good. I gotta say, you run a hard bargain. So if a woman takes a picture of herself, completely legs spread open, or she's, you know, spreading her labia or whatever the proper term is for all this stuff, because there's not a man involved in it, you don't see that as selling sex.
I don't think she actually sold those pictures, did she?
Who, Melania Trump?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm sure she didn't do that for free. Yeah, them pictures were sold.
Was that a regular photography shoot? I saw him, but it was a long time ago. I didn't see anything. I don't remember seeing any.
She was a nude model selling pictures of her naked body.
Okay. I don't see that's the same thing as being with somebody and having sex with them and selling that. I think that's a little different.
You do know prostitutes sell themselves to people who never have sex with them, right? Maybe just get in the car for conversation or something. They do that too.
Those are the idiots in the world. You know what I'm saying?
You killing me, Smalls.
They ain't got a brain in their head. I mean,
You killing me. Okay, all right. So you do see a difference between the likes of Stormy Daniels and someone like Melania Trump.
yeah, I mean, I think there's a very big intelligent difference too. I mean, Melania Trump's a smart woman. You know what I'm saying? She's a shrewd, very well educated. She's smart.
How do you respond to folks who might suggest she's a gold digger, marrying a guy 30 years her senior?
Anything's possible. You know? I mean, it doesn't surprise me because I mean, think about this. All women, the first thing if you're a woman and you meet your girlfriend, the first thing she's going to ask about the guy that you're dating is, what does he drive, or how much money does he have? You know, women never take into account the worth of a man other than what he's driving or what he has. You know.
So what are you saying? Most women have gold digger tendencies in their blood?
No, I don't necessarily say it's gold digger. I think that it's women want to feel safe, and they want to have security.
Okay.
That's what makes women happy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Melania Trump was a supermodel. She's marrying a dude that's 30 years into her, where she already had a decent amount of money. She's gorgeous. She didn't have to do that. Why would she do that? You think it was based on true, genuine love?
I think so. Yeah.
Huh.
I think so. And I mean, I'm sure Trump's smart. He's not gonna just say, "Oh, I'm just gonna give you everything." I mean, otherwise he'd have done that to the last women that he was with. You know. I just think that he's not gonna just give her the farm. You know. I'm sure he'll take care of her.
I don't see any difference from this. This is how you sound like Richard Gere talking to Julia Roberts in the movie they had together. What was the name of the movie with them two in it? Julia Roberts, huh?
Pretty women.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll take care of her. That sounds like prostitution talk.
No, they're married. You know, it's different. You know,
Okay.
Richard Gere, it was a weak link thing. You know what I'm saying? That was strictly prostitution. Of course, he went back and he hooked up with her, but you never saw the end of the movie, right?
Yeah. Well, did you not hear President Trump, quote unquote, locker room talk when he said he would grab a woman? He also talked about that, where he was trying to sleep with a woman, took her to a furniture store and said, "Yeah, I'll buy you some furniture." He was trying to fuck her. Was Trump himself not trying to buy a woman off like a prostitute?
When you're in the bar and you're buying a woman a drink, you're trying to fuck her. I mean, that's the same. It's no different. I mean, he's just on a higher scale. Dollars, cents wise, but it ain't no different. I don't tell you how many times I've been in a bar trying to pick up a woman.
Let me ask you then, honest question, Bob. You sound like a reasonable guy. When's the last time you went to a bar and offered to buy a woman a couch?
Well, I've never offered to buy a woman a couch.
You're killing me. Oh my God.
I promise way more than I have.
Okay. All right.
You know, to try to get that gold, but it's not really like that.
All right, okay. No more lazy boys at the bar for you. I got to move it on, no, Bob. Excellent conversation. You've been funny as hell today. Thank you. All right. Okay. I don't know what else to do. Like I said, folks, we allowed the people to speak. That was a bit humorous to me. You never bought a woman a couch. Shit, I might have done. Listen, don't hold me accountable. I've probably done some wild shit in my past, so don't use me to judge any of this shit on. Looking in the comments, thank you for the laugh. Yeah, I appreciate that last call. That was funny. He just did have couch money. Yeah, that's crazy. Show up to the strip club with a recliner. Dance, bitch, dance. Listen, folks, I appreciate you tuning in. You know what we have to do around this time. It's always an honor chatting with you folks. 1 p.m. Monday through Friday. So when we hear we don't block, ban, or censor anyone, 109,000 likes. Certainly appreciate that. Thank you for the flowers there. Arletha, appreciate your support. Miss Nicole as well. So certainly 1 p.m. if you enjoy civilized dialogue from both sides of the aisle, follow the program. on TikTok. Feel free to smash that like button on YouTube. Yeah! DJ Julio with them hat and mustaches certainly did not go unnoticed. Do appreciate it. Real quick look in the comments before we wrap it up. First gift from the husband was a vacuum. Married 36 years. Your husband gave you a vacuum as his first gift. Talk about wanting to get sucked. Appreciate that. Good luck and certainly congratulations on 36 years of marriage. I may try that shit. Hand a chick a Hoover or something like that. Indicate a few things. Better yet, give her a Dyson. Because Dysons really will suck up some stuff. Melania, please tell me what college she graduated from. Wasn't she from Eastern Europe? I mean, because he mentioned that Melania Trump was educated, so I don't know her educational background, but it wouldn't surprise me if she graduated from college. I don't think she's an idiot. I mean, Trump not only likes beautiful women, but I do believe he likes them to be a bit well-rounded. She speaks multiple languages. Melania Trump is an accomplished woman, but because of the nude photos, it showed she was going to take whatever route she needed to take to get to fortune and fame. So, which is no different than the prostitution portion of the conversation he was talking about. Melania Trump was willing to sell what she needed to sell as well. We don't know if she didn't actually sell it all the way. We don't know that. But if you're it, because as he pointed out, if you're willing to do this, you might do that. Just want to point out the similarities there. She lasted 1 year of college, says AC officer. Did not know that. Someone said she graduated from B-Best University. Oh my God. She plagiarized Michelle Obama's speech. Come on, y'all. That definitely did happen. What are you doing, man? He wouldn't even let clean his house. I don't quite get that one. Can't speak English. Melania Trump speaks multiple languages. I don't know. I think you may be bashing her a bit much. Nevertheless, it's your boy Tim, the handsome liberal. See you guys tomorrow. For my YouTube audience, thank you. I had some problems here on YouTube. Went out and bought better equipment and certainly better clarity and everything, but the way it fits in the vehicle, I have to run the live in a 16:9 widescreen format. And for some reason, I was doing that earlier today on the live during the beginning of the live. And YouTube, the way it's set up, 25 guests. I mean, now we with 200 plus of you in here now. It had got well up to 400, which is about normal. My YouTube audience is about a fourth of what we do on TikTok. But it was about a tenth of what it is now. So something really was wrong. It appears that YouTube does not like the widescreen format. I will try it again. I may do a live later this evening on YouTube just to see specifically, does it have a problem with widescreen format? Because I appreciate you folks showing up every day. Certainly you folks who are subscribing, smashing that like button, supporting the program. But if YouTube determines it must be done in this vertical format, unfortunately, I don't have much of a choice to combat that. Yo, Drop a Freestyle says Camel T. It's been a long time since I dropped the freestyle. Now, I got a few lyrics if I had to do it, but not right now. Google says she just has 1 year of college. But EU education is often better than European education is often better than ours. Okay, but even if European education is better than what you would get in America, her only having 1 year of college shows she is not the type to complete what she started. I mean, that is something to bring up. Melania is comparable to Diana no. You talking about Princess Diana, Joshua? No, I wouldn't compare Melania Trump to Princess Diana. Too many controversial statements. Her showing up to the border to check on the children that when Trump was in office and they were griping about him separating children and families. I know Obama did it as well. We can discuss that later, but her going to check on children wearing this big ass coat that said, "I do not care," or something like that. Princess Diana wouldn't have done no shit like that. I don't think she has the same class. Even the nude shots, that Princess Diana wouldn't do stuff like that. She believed she was part of the birther movement. She too was saying Obama was not born in America. Princess Diana wouldn't do anything like that. So yeah, I don't put Melania and Princess Diana in the same category. Not at all. Nevertheless, somebody's fabulous snowflake says Trump is a great leader. A lot of people agree with you. See you guys tomorrow at 1.